Good morning. You're watching Much Ado About Something, and I'm Donna. Well, I'm out here in the backyard today. I thought I would just show you a little vegetable garden update, and you could feed the animals with me. The chickens are hungry. You can hear them. They're glad to see me this morning. Good morning, Ollie. Good morning. Go down. These eggs are still warm. Donald got the new rabbit hutch built. The rabbits are doing good. Gonna fill up their food and the water. Well, we've been having a few cooler, hush, don't start that whining. Ollie's whining, he wants to be petted this morning. He would just stay continually up against me if I would let him. He does not, he's got some kind of separation anxiety. Yeah, but you'll hear him whining sometimes in the background. If I quit petting him, so he's got to learn. He's still being trained. I've had him for, I think, about 4 years now, and he's still like it. I think that's just his personality. But back to the gardening part of the backyard today. It's starting to cool off some. It's starting to feel like fall. We'll just go back here and check out the backyards and see what's going on in the little back garden, the vegetable garden. I thought I would show y'all that and let you see what's going on out there. We have got a lot of vegetables off of this little garden so far. We've been very, very happy with it. Sorry, I'm trying to adjust my little tripod so that everything's not wiggling around. But some things are coming to the end. I still have that gargantuan zucchini plant there, that yellow zucchini from Baker's Creek. I needed to get out here and spray for this powdery mildew. I usually just spray some milk mixed into a sprayer. That's what I usually spray for that. But it's getting so close to the end that I'm not going to really worry about it. It's about time to take these plants out. Here is a yellow zucchini that's ready. There are still plenty of blooms on these plants. But it is nearing the end of their season, so I'm not going to worry a lot. Do have a pumpkin hiding in there. The kids are watching those anxiously because they want to harvest those, and I want them to be able to harvest them. Tomatoes are still looking good. I'm going to go ahead and take off some of these leaves. Well, that one's so well grown into there that I can't do that. I'll have to come out here with pruners. Got some nasturtiums down here. I want to harvest those and keep those leaves. Still got plenty of really beautiful tomatoes. Waiting for those to ripen up. The cucumbers are completely gone. There's one little pumpkin. I've thought about planting maybe some spinach or some, a leafy crop out here where these cucumbers are gone. Got a few pumpkins growing in here. As you can see, it's definitely the end of the garden season for this little garden. There's a little cantaloupe down there. Didn't quite get to make it, I think. Maybe it might be a pumpkin. I believe it's a pumpkin. Yeah, so we've got quite a bit out of the garden so far. But it will be okay to go ahead and take some of this stuff out and let it go ahead and be the end of the season for that. Got a few little red tomatoes. It's the way the little vegetable garden's looking right now as it comes to the end. Still will have quite a harvest of tomatoes. Tomatoes are looking good. Everything is damp, so I'm not sure if we have what we have going on. I don't know if we had a heavy dew or if it came a little light shower. I'm not sure, but everything's wet out here this morning. We'll go ahead and harvest this fruit here. There's the Japanese beetle damage on the leaves. Had a little bit of those to deal with this year. But not too bad considering. Didn't hurt the harvest any. But it was a lot of work to get all that picked off. Now here's this little upper garden that Donald planted for the kids. Got a huge marigold here. The little tomatoes that we call Tommy Toes. Cherry tomatoes. It's for the kids. They've been doing well. It's weedy in here. We didn't do a lot of weeding this year. Over there's the little pumpkin. You can see it. They're looking forward to harvesting that. We'll pull these poke salad weeds up since that's not something we eat here. I did harvest most of the basil. There's still some of it out here and it smells so good. Take some of that in today to cook with. It's a little overgrown out here, but still bearing blooms and fruit. Well, that's the little update here on the vegetable garden here in the back. I wanted to share that with you, show you what it looks like at this time of the year. We're winding it up. It's coming near the end of the season. It's time to go ahead and clear out some of the things. I think I'll definitely clear out what has the powdery mildew. And go ahead and get that out and just spray a mixture of about 3 tablespoons of milk to a gallon of water. Just spray that over the leaves. You know, with the conditions that we've had this year with the heat waves and the rain coming all at once and then long stints without rain. You know, it was a challenging year for some of the fruits and vegetables out here in the little garden. But I am pleased with how well it did. By all means, very pleased. Still got some tomatoes and some other things, the pumpkins, and maybe a few more zucchini to harvest before the end of the year. It's time to think about if, you know, we want to plant anything else out here in the garden when we take up a lot of this stuff that's at the end of its season, especially those cucumbers in the back. Here's the little wheelbarrow there. It's a pretty spot here in the little corner of this garden. Still enjoying that. Turned out pretty. I've really enjoyed that this year. I'm glad I planted that, and I'll be making plans to plant some other stuff. Maybe I'll think about the types of plants that I put in. I'm going to get more shade-loving plants. These are all reaching for the sun. The begonias and the other things that I've got planted in here. They're all reaching for the sun. Still loving the sweet potato vine that's spilled out of the front of the wheelbarrow. I think that's really pretty. I love the bright color of that sweet potato vine anyway, and it just brightens up right here up under this wisteria when you're coming up into the backyard. It's just a really bright, pretty spot there. Love that. So I'm going to plan, Donald's replacing the fence this year, so I'm going to plan to even make this prettier, and I've experimented a little bit with the area to see what grows and how it grows. So next year I think it'll be prettier. And of course, to the right over here is our compost pile. It's very valuable to us. We value our compost. It's looking really good. We use that year round. Thank you for joining me today in updating and looking at the backyard vegetable garden. It's ending the summer season. It'll be fall before we know it. So I'm out here today trying to assess what I need to do for the upcoming season, the work that needs to be done, and the harvesting what little bit I can get out of the garden today. I'll show you the rest of that. I got those zucchinis and one little tomato today. Thank you for joining me today. And like always, until next time.